your body, baby. I wanna squeeze you right now. It's been a while since we've been outside. I wanna see you right now. Got me not afraid of nobody right now. One touch, got me love on your body, wind up. So right, make it big stand up. Come closer, baby, wanna hold you, baby, control you, baby. One touch, I don't take the break to tell ya. My too big on shine to make ya. I come closer, baby, wanna hold you, baby, control you, baby. Like that, I'm finally free. I say, let me go get a daiquiri. Can't finish if you please, girl, it ain't nothing. Anything that you want, girl, it's all on me. Yeah, it's finally Friday. Yeah. We've been waiting all weekend just to wind to the beat, face to face. Finally, yes, you and I, we can have the time of our life. And when I touch your body, just right. It's the only thing on my mind. Wanna go for a ride, baby, that's alright. I just need you by my side. Give me this feeling I can't deny. Girl, your body sends me wild, girl. I just need to get one touch. Got me love on your body, wind up. So bright, make it big stand up. Come closer, baby, wanna hold you, baby, control you, baby, one touch. I don't take the break to tell ya. I'm too big on shine to beg ya. I come closer, baby, wanna hold you, baby, control you, baby, one touch. You know what this is, you and me don't play no games. Ooh, I be touching and teasing, girl, it's your body I'm pleasing, yeah. Scream my name whenever you want. Don't stop, girl, let's keep having fun. Put up your hand on the wall, spread your knees and don't fall. Just give me a little bit, lick up it a wine. Give me a lick up it a wine. Lick up it a wine. Give me a lick up it a wine. Just give me one touch. Got me love on your body, wind up. So bright, make it things stand up. Come closer, baby, wanna hold you, baby, control you, baby, one touch. I don't take the break to tell ya. I'm too big on shine to beg ya. I come closer, baby, wanna hold you, baby, control you, baby, one touch. Give me one touch. Now baby, give me one touch. Give me one touch. Now baby, give me one touch. Yeah, yeah. Give me one touch. Now baby, give me one touch. Yeah, yeah. Give me one touch. Now baby, give me one touch. Yeah. One touch. Got me love on your body, wind up. So bright, make it big stand up. Come closer, baby, wanna hold you, baby, control you, baby, one touch. I don't take the break to tell ya. I'm too big on shine to beg ya. I come closer, baby, wanna hold you, baby, control you, baby, one touch. Give me one touch.
Just give me one touch.
Give me one touch.
I don't really mean that is all you're going to give me, you know.
One touch.
It's just that it's all that is required.
Take it. One touch. Got me love on your body, wind up. So bright, make it big stand up. Come closer, baby, wanna hold you.
The sound of Sammy Star
One touch.
kicking off the broadcast tonight.
Yeah, I'm too big.
Greetings and salutations, all. How you doing?
Baby, wanna hold you, baby, control you, baby, one touch.
Welcome to the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. Real talk night.
Be touching and teasing, girl, it's your body I'm pleasing, yeah. Scream,
Big up to each and everyone locked in right now.
girl, let's keep having
Those on tune in radio on the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew.
knees and don't fall, just give me a little bit. Lick up it,
Big up to New Jersey Massive.
give me a lick up it, a wine.
NIE Radio.
Lick up it,
The
a wine.
Motivator, big up your status. Remember, you can catch the Motivator tomorrow night.
Got me love on your body, wind up.
Reggae Global Radio.
Make it things stand up. Come closer,
NIE Radio.
baby, control you, baby, one touch. I don't take the
He's live at 9 p.m.
big on shine to beg ya. I come closer, baby, wanna hold you, baby, control you, baby, one touch.
He's also on live
Now baby, give
for Motivation Saturdays.
me one touch. Now baby, give me one.
Yeah, man, check him out.
Yeah, give me one touch.
Big ups to Mr. Lindsay.
One touch.
The Foundation Radio Network, ClintonLindsay.com.
Now baby, give me one touch. Yeah. One touch. Got me love on your body, wind up. So bright, make it big.
Much love to the South Florida Massive. Big ups to those locked in on PEMGTV.com.
One touch. I don't take the break to tell ya.
Much love to those on Clubhouse.
Yeah.
If you're on Clubhouse and like to tune in there, that's fine.
Control you, baby, one touch. Give me one touch.
The room is called the Stew Pot.
Take it. One touch. Got me love.
Well, the club is called the Stew Pot.
Bright, make it big.
Join the club.
Come closer, baby.
Come hang out.
Baby, control you, baby, one touch. I don't take the break to tell ya. I'm too big
Big up to those on Facebook Live. Remember, don't get too comfortable, it's only a segment broadcast, just like over on Clubhouse. Let's come on over to kevinstew.com. The link is easy. kevinstew.com. You don't have to give your firstborn, you don't need to have a blood sacrifice, an internal organ, nothing like that. Not even $1 registration fee, nothing like that. Just go to kevinstew.com. And while you're there, jump into the stew pot. It's what others call a chat room, but because we're fancy, we call it the stew pot. It's where we keep things interactive and bubbling. Yeah man, give me one touch now. Give me one touch. Give me one touch. Touch a button now. Give me one touch. Inviting you to call a friend, tell a friend, friends of your friends, friends of your enemies, enemies of your friends, and your enemies too, because nobody needs to be left out. It's Real Talk Wednesdays. I want to say thank you to my segment sponsors. Pulse Media Group. When being in the moment is priceless, give them a call. They can do everything you see here on kevinstew.com and so much more. You have a church service, a funeral, a wedding, a party, a graduation, a seminar that you want to stream live. No worries. You want on a secure platform whether it's yours or theirs? Not a problem. Let's go ahead and get them a call. 754-999-1140. That's 754-999-1140. Tell them Kevin Stew sent you. Say thanks to Althea and her healing heavenly hands. Althea is used a licensed massage therapist operating out of Broad County, North Miami-Dade and South Palm Beach counties. She comes to you, bringing her table, her oils, and over 20 years massage therapy experience. Give her a call, 954-655-9000. That's 954-655-9000. Or email her at thealater@att.net. THEALATER@att.net. She only has one request outside of paying her, that she gets off her table and go sleep somewhere else. I want to say thank you to Reggae Global Entertainment. Well, Reggae Global will act as your booking agent, handle your tour management, business registration, legal service referrals, music production, marketing and promotion, and so much more. Give them a link, check them out on reggaeglobal.com. Don't stop, girl, let's keep having fun. Yeah, see what I can hook you up with. Spread your knees and don't fall, just give me a little bit. I want to say thank you to McNeil Trucking. With McNeil Trucking, you're in good hands. They're licensed and insured movers. Let's give them a call. 954-406-9740. That's 954-406-9740. Moving from here to there. Wondering how to get it done? Call them up, man. Give me one touch. Give me one touch. Yeah. Give me one touch. Just give them a one call. Give me one touch. Yeah. You don't have to give them a one touch. You just give them a one call. Give me one touch. Yo, Marlon. Give me love on your body, point up. So right, make it take stand up. What you up to? I say big ups to host of Real Rockers tuning in tonight. The Reggae Global Radio General Manager. Remember, you can catch Marlon on Real Rockers every Monday and Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Reggae Global Radio and affiliates. You can also catch Marlon as part of the RG Squad. Girl, let's keep having fun. Put up your hand on the wall, spread your yeah, man. Check out RG Squad Live, the Reggae Global Squad Live. Where? YouTube. Yeah, man, check it out. A few episodes loaded up right now. You won't be disappointed. I haven't been disappointed yet. Talk about squad life. Yeah, man. This is squad life.
Now baby, give me one touch. Give me one touch. Now baby, give me one touch. Yeah, yeah. Give me one touch.
So tonight,
give me one touch. Yeah, yeah. Give me one.
As we go through the love week, if you want to call it that. Every week for me is love week, you know. But some take it to another level and some only give love during Valentine's week. Hey, to each their own. The sound of Sammy Star in the background track called One Touch. One Touch sent out some people and it sent some people to the moon.
Give me one touch. Now baby, give me one touch. Yeah, yeah. Give me one touch.
But you know, we're not going to knock it. We're not going to pressure them. It's their thing. Once again, big ups to those who are locked in already. They came in early, jumping into the stew pot. Much love to you. Glad you could join us. You know, I'm always glad to have you. I couldn't do it without you. And you have my word, I wouldn't even try. I'm not going to promise you nothing because, Queen's English. I'm not going to promise you anything. Because when I was growing up, I was told I promised a comfort to a fool. So I'll give you my word. Because that's all I have. Julie Bean, how you doing? Happy hump day to you. Greetings, 2706. Oh, I'm your favorite DJ. It's only one DJ I have. I have to ask. I don't know. Alright, so tonight, real talk. We're looking at obsession. What do you know of obsessions? We know about the obsessive compulsive. And I don't know if anybody know about the obsessive love disorder. You know about that? Or is it just a thing that you kind of expect to happen when things go too far? Alright, so first off, we have to ask the question, what are obsessions? Well, according to the IOCDF.org, which is actually the International Obsessive Compulsive Disorder Federation. Yeah, there's a whole federation for it. So, according to the IOCDF.org, obsessions are thoughts, images, or impulses that occur over and over again and feel outside of a person's control. Individuals with OCD do not want to have these thoughts and find them disturbing. So the obsessive compulsive, yeah, they find those thoughts disturbing. And in most cases, people with OCD realize that these thoughts don't make any sense. Obsessions are typically accompanied by intense and uncomfortable feelings, such as fear, disgust, doubt, or a feeling that things might have to be done in a way that is just right. In the context of OCD, obsessions are time-consuming and get in the way of important activities the person values. The last part is extremely important to keep in mind, as it, in part, determines whether someone has OCD, a psychological disorder, rather than an obsessive personality trait, which is slightly different. Now, I do invite you guys to be a part of the discussion, and you can do so at any time. The phone line is open. It's 773-789-STEW. You can call, text, WhatsApp, Telegram. Those are all available. You can even Skype me. My Skype handle is DJ Kevin Stew. So go ahead and write the number down and get it ready to call, because there's something you might want to say. And remember, this is a judgment-free zone. KevinStew.com is where you come to have acceptance through enlightenment. So if you didn't have it before, we hope that when you leave here, you leave with some. And again, the number, 773-789-STEW. That's 773-789-78 7839 773 789 7839. Stew is the easy way to remember it. Alright, so unfortunately, and I guess I let me stop for a moment. I'll tell you this. I was talking with someone one day and they said, I want someone to obsess over me. And I was like, so someone just loving you is not enough? And I said, no. I'd like someone to be cutting out little hard shapes of my picture and pinning it to their wall. And I was like, my girl, you serious? That isn't that just going a little bit too far? But that's what she said she wanted. So, I hope she finds what she's looking for and it is safe. I don't know. That might be a tall order in and of itself. But unfortunately, obsessing or being obsessed are commonly used terms in everyday language. Now, these more casual uses of the word means that someone is preoccupied with a topic or an idea or even a person. Obsessed in this everyday sense doesn't involve problems in day-to-day living and even has a pleasurable component to it. You can be obsessed with a new song you hear on the radio, but you can still meet your friend for dinner, get ready for bed in a timely way, get to work on time in the morning, things like that, despite this obsession. In fact, individuals with OCD have a hard time hearing this usage of obsession, as it feels as though it diminishes their struggle with OCD symptoms. And if you know anyone with OCD, you know it's a real thing. I remember going out of town with a friend of mine and we stopped by one of their friends. And the friend has OCD to the point where their clothes in their closet are color coded. So you have in color order, you have in shirt type order your button downs versus your t-shirts. You have everything color coordinated. There's a certain spot for the remote on a center table. There's a certain spot for the keys that goes over there. You have these spots for these various things. OCD. And so their clothes in their caller, you have something in the background playing. So when I open the line, I hear me. So here it is. They have a spot for everything. And what my friend has always loved to do to get on their nerves is to just move things ever so slightly.
Oh my God.
But apparently it's their thing. They've been friends forever. And so what in leaving, they would just like take like the TV remote that is in its spot and just turn it at like a 30-degree angle.
That's evil.
It's not even something as significant that anybody else would just go, oh, sure, no big deal. But
that's evil.
Well, it all depends on how your relationship with that person. Greetings and salutations. How are you?
Oh my lord! Why, DJ Kevin? I gotta ask, why you put my business out on tonight's show, man? Come on, tonight's broadcast. Why? I thought I was your friend.
Oh wait,
Why are you putting me out there like that?
that happens to you too.
Greetings, everyone. Good night.
Oh my goodness.
And
No.
before I start
Yeah.
before I get on my soapbox, I want to ask you a question, and this is your opinion. Is being and I'm quite sure that some of your listeners would understand when I use the word anal about certain things. In your in your opinion, would you consider that as a form of obsession or as a form of OCD? Which one?
But how you separate it? Well, no. Well, I guess you
No,
can.
don't ask
By
don't
definition,
answer
you
my
can.
question with a question, please.
By definition, I guess you can separate the two because being obsessed with something doesn't necessarily hamper how you go through your daily functions. Having OCD, well, that can disrupt your daily function. All
Okay.
right. So being anal about something that falls, in my opinion, that falls more over on the OCD side. And here's why I say that. Because that anal person, whatever it is that is off, is going to bother them all day until they fix it.
Okay. Check that box, yes, for me.
Okay. Let's go. There must be some more to this. Let's go. Let's
Okay.
delve down this rabbit hole.
So, as a child, I was raised in a very strict home
Okay.
and love my mother dearly. I would not be the person that I am today without her, without certain values, without certain things that she instilled in me.
Okay.
But when I started to graduate into adolescence and then into adulthood, I noticed that some of the things that normal people, and I do say that very lightly, normal people would do and just go on with it. I was like, no, this is not what mommy taught me. So this is the way it has to be.
Uh-huh.
And then it metastasized because I enlisted in the military. And if I'm not sure what your how much you know about military life, I know that you probably have heard how things have to be in the military.
Right. Yeah.
I lived it.
Before
And
before joining the military.
I lived it before joining the military. So when I enlisted, it was my my I don't even know what I call them, but they had an issue with it. And I was like, oh my God, I'm in my zone. I get to do this and it's accepted. And people are not going to look at me like I'm weird or strange or anything. So just to, if I may, give a rundown of how basic training life is in.
Okay.
Basic training is your initiation into the military. You know, you're a civilian, you enlist, and then you have to go through certain basic training in order to adapt to military life. So
Okay. Simple enough.
the first thing is everybody has to dress alike. And when, as a male going in the military, you would be a prime candidate because I remember when I reported to basic training, guys walked in there, African American males walked in there with their fros.
Mm.
You know, other nationalities walked in with the long curly hair.
Right.
And at the reception station, they got a chance to look in the mirror and were told, remember this look? Because for the next 12 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be a memory. So they literally, because when you're in uniform in the military, there's certain protocol that you have to follow. And as a male, your hair can in no way touch your collar. Well, you know what? Let me rephrase that. In the military period, your hair cannot touch your collar, male or female,
Mm.
because it's disrespectful. I don't know why. So if and guys are not males are not allowed to have long hair.
Okay.
You didn't necessarily have to shave your head, but you would get a buzz cut.
Mm-hmm.
For females who had long hair, they had to it had to be up underneath their cap, or for the females who did not want to be bothered with having to get up every morning, style their hair, put it in a ponytail, put whatever,
Mm-hmm.
they just got it cut off. So I was like, oh my gosh. I was kind of excited because okay. And I also went to boarding school when I was in the Caribbean.
Okay.
So, you know, all of this that we had inspection, even in boarding school, we had inspections. And your socks had to be folded a certain way. Your uniform in your locker had to be in a specific order.
Mm-hmm.
Even, and I kid you not, your undergarments had to be folded a specific way. And
Okay.
a very special individual to me will attest to that when I fold their underwear,
Mm-hmm.
it is folded military style. Would you consider that obsession or OCD?
All right. So basically, what I'm hearing from this story is you were conditioned to
That's
have
the
certain
word.
obsessive compulsive tendencies
You can say
because
this. You can say disorder. I won't hold it
no
against you. You
tendencies
have my word.
and,
Tendencies.
and I would
Okay.
say tendencies because if you cannot proceed through your day unless these things are done in a particular way, then that's where the disorder is.
Okay. Understood.
So
So,
if for example, the TV, like I talk about my friend's friend, the TV remote has to be in a specific place. If
can
that
they
TV
move it?
remote is not in that specific place just the way it is supposed to be, when they get to that front door and they have to turn back and fix it, or else they can't function properly through the day. That is that is a disorder.
Okay. Fair enough.
So you know, I'm gonna go through some common obsessions in OCD, and we'll see if any of those you can put up your hand if any of them. But all
Yeah.
right, so even
So,
with being conditioned
mhm.
in your current life, how does that affect you?
It affects me to the point where I will not. It's okay. And this is probably going to come out sounding the wrong way, but
There's no wrong
I
way.
I would rather do the laundry
Hmm.
because if I allow my partner to do the laundry, he's not going to fold the towels the way I want it to. He's not going to fold his shirts, like his undershirts
Hmm.
and the undergarments, the way that I like to see them put neatly in his drawer. And and you know what? I shouldn't say because he does do the laundry.
Okay.
But to fold them and put them away, I remember, and I am like so busting myself right now.
Hmm.
He is the sweetest, kindest person in the world. And he does really try to help. And I have to say this to everybody who's listening. Even if I've never said it to him before, I really appreciate love the fact that he tries.
Okay.
But he doesn't fold his undershirts and his undergarments the way that I
Hold
like.
on, hold
So
on, no, hold on, hold on. So you're talking about his clothes in y'all share drawers?
no, no, oh God, no. Are you
Okay,
crazy?
so you're talking
Mixing
about his clothes in
in
his
his
drawers
yes.
that are
Now you
not mixed with
now do
your
you see
clothes
why I'm
in
calling
your
in?
drawers. And you have a problem with what happening in his drawers? No, sir. Tell him call me.
Okay, okay. Now you
Tell
now
him
do you
call.
see, now you see why I'm calling in?
Tell him call me. So like he needs a friend.
So no, seriously, seriously though. I remember a couple times. This was a couple years ago because I think that he has um come to the fact that
Wait, you went muffled just now. You think that he what?
no, I said I think that he has accepted the fact that there are ways that I like certain things to be done. So he kind of like steps away and does other things that I'm not so obsessed. Well, I'm not so. You know what? I'm gonna call it an obsession, at least that I'm not so obsessed with because
Claim
I
it,
don't
my
know
girl.
if he
Claim it.
I don't know if he knew that the few times that he did laundry and he folded it, that when he wasn't home or when he wasn't in the house,
You redid it.
yes. Oh God, I'm so ashamed. Uh, all right, out there, Stupak family. Now y'all know. Yes, I have a disorder.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
So, so I don't. I think, and I have to after this broadcast, I am going to have to go back and go. Is that why you kind of like step aside and let me do certain things certain ways because the way you folded your t-shirts or your undershirt was not the way that you came back and you
So
saw them
so
and you kind of like because you're this wonderful amazing person that you didn't say anything, you kind of just like was a gentleman about it and you kind of like stepped aside and be like, okay, this is your stuff, go ahead.
so tell me this. Tell me this. If
Okay.
if if you go away for a period of time and leave him to manage his own affairs, what kind of condition you coming back to be in?
I was like, okay, you know what, I'm away. I am not going to obsess about when I'm away, but when I come back, if when I go to do the laundry or when I go to look in the cupboards and if the cups are not in a certain way or the glasses or the dishes are not set up like a
Wait,
certain way.
that them too?
Oh, you haven't heard. So,
And I'm
okay,
laughing, but I'm listen,
listen. Do you
OCD people.
understand what? Do
Let
you
me say this.
understand why I'm calling in?
Let me say this. Anyone that suffers from OCD, I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at Althea. But but
I
but
thought you were my friend.
but in all seriousness, um, it I understand that it can be pretty serious for some people, and if if people that associate with them, being friends, family members, partners, whomever, that are going to be in their personal spaces, if they don't understand what it is that these individuals are going through, then they'll look at them all cockeyed and crazy. And I am
Yeah,
making light of it, but in all seriousness,
yeah. In
in
all seriousness,
individuals go through this and have a tough time just functioning as what would be considered normal.
right. And if I may say something, um, we recently moved in the last 30 days, like yeah, almost 45 days. And for those who are listening, when you move, and
Things are out
we
of
actually,
place.
yeah, we actually downsized because our kids moved out. They think they're adults. Oh my God! Did I say that out loud? They
Yeah,
are
just make sure rest
adults.
of them not hear you.
No, they are adults, and we raised them to be adults, and now they're living on their own. So, we didn't see it as, necessary to still have all the space and all the expenses that come with the extra space. So we chose to downsize.
Okay.
And for the first 3 weeks that we were in the new place, I don't know if he knows this, but if he's listening, he knows it now. I was going crazy because we have separate closets. We cannot share closets.
Okay.
And the reason
Because you
why
have
I'm
too much stuff?
no, well, that too, but that's not this show. That's a whole nother show. My closet, and little did he know, or little does he know, his closet is organized, not just by clothing type, but
Color order
shirts
too?
are, yes, it's color coordinated so that when he needs to go in there and get a white t-shirt, all the white shirts are hung up in a specific place. If he needs to get
Yeah, button down.
black a button down shirt, those are color coordinated and it goes from light to dark. If he needs a pair of jeans, they go from light to dark. So I can tell you right now, if he can close his eyes, once he memorizes how his closet is set up, he
That
can close his eyes
that's the
and
funny
go in there
part.
and pick. He
His
can go in his
closet.
closet right now and pick out a light blue shirt with a light blue jeans without even looking. Is that obsession or OCD?
That it in my opinion that falls under the OCD umbrella. And it's a good thing I'm going to look through
Okay.
some more of these things, because common obsessions in OCD. Let me see what they say about do 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 do. All right. There is a section here that says obsessions related to perfectionism. Then let me hit you with the bullet points real quick. Concern about evenness or exactness, concern with a need to know or remember, fear of losing or forgetting important information when throwing something out, inability to decide whether to keep or discard things, fear of losing things.
Now, I can honestly say that when it comes to discarding things, I don't
Hmm.
have an issue with that because I have more of an issue with the hoarding
Hmm.
things than getting rid of things. So,
But
because
it's not the
I like
discarding of
order.
things, you know. It is what is to be discarded. That
mm,
so it is deciding on what is important from what is not important. That becomes
Things.
the struggle for persons that are afflicted with obsessions related to perfectionism.
No, no, I'm not perfect. And one of the things that I do, one of the behaviors, or one of the habits that I developed a few years ago was about things. And I'm the type of person that if someone took the time to get me a gift that is personalized to me,
Hmm.
I am going to keep that forever.
Okay.
I will go out and spend ridiculously amount of money on something for myself. And if somebody walks up to me and go, "Oh, I like that." I'll hand it over to them. But if somebody goes to a dollar store and spend, oh, it's not a dollar store anymore, it's a $1.25 store. Did you know that?
I was about to correct you.
If somebody took the time to go to the $1.25 store and pick me up something
Hmm.
and it's personalized to me,
Yeah.
I will never get rid of that.
Well, I wouldn't. I don't think that falls under the umbrella of being well. Mm,
And I no, the reason I say that is when it comes to deciding what to get rid of,
yeah.
that's my boundary right there. I don't have a problem getting rid of things that I purchased or I spend my money, but if somebody took the time to go
Ah.
and get me a gift and I and they and these are people
So
who are close to me, I will never get rid of that.
so that is more of what's the word I'm looking for relating to connectivity. It'll come back to me.
Okay.
But that is more along that line, you know, where you have bonded with this item. Oh my goodness.
That's okay.
It has eluded me, but it'll come
Oh,
back. It'll come back.
it'll come back, please. It'll come
You know,
back to you at
this age is
at
catching up
an
on me. You know,
opportune time.
yeah, age catching up on
Age?
me. Yeah, so I'm forgetting things now.
Yeah, right. Okay. So no, but on a more serious note, when it comes to, I make it a point to declutter
Hmm.
twice a year, and it means cleaning out my closet. It means getting rid of things that I haven't used in a while, and I figure, you know what? Let me pass this on to somebody else who
Have to probably be
may
using it
not.
more often than you.
Yeah,
Got you.
and yeah, if I haven't worn an outfit in 6 months, when it comes time to declutter, it's gone.
I got you. I got you. Well,
But the things that I do decide to keep. Oh, by the way, and if he's listening, I did spend an hour last weekend reorganizing my closet
you spent how long?
because an hour because I had shirts mixed in with pants. I had pink pants. I had pink shirts mixed in with blue shirts and yellow shirts. And I had long sleeves mixed in with short sleeves. And I had blue jeans mixed in with dark color jeans. And I had sweaters
Mm,
mixed in with,
I got you.
oh my,
I got you.
oh
I
my
got you.
gosh.
Marlon, that
I
is it.
couldn't find,
Sentimental. That is it right there.
no, no,
No,
sentimental.
no.
No, it
With
was
the
the,
things, with the gifts
oh, the
part.
thing.
Yeah,
It gives,
being
yeah,
having
sentimental.
attachment
Yes,
issues.
sentimental attachments. That's what. That's
That
what.
is that is
I will
that is me.
never.
That is me right there. And I will be upset if someone messed around with something that I was given, regardless of the cost of it. It could have free.
I don't care. Yeah, even if yeah.
So,
But
but I
for the
get it.
last for the last 3 weeks, I always pick out my outfit for work the next day based on the weather.
Right.
And normally in the in the old house, I would just go juk, juk, juk,
Mm-hmm.
and pick top, bottom, shoes, socks, undergarments. And yes, my undergarments have to match. I can't wear a black bra with blue panties. And yes, is that considered an obsession?
I think I need to check with a professional for that one.
Oh my God. I need professional help for that.
I don't know. Some e um mm, er.
Yeah, but I literally spent an hour last week going in and reorganizing my closet because I was like, oh my gosh, it's going to be cold tomorrow. I have to go over here to get a top. And I can't wear a dress or a skirt because it's going to be cold. I need the pants that coordinates with this top. And
So there's a whole
so,
process that you have to go through.
yes.
Well, considering by way of definition, when it comes to someone with OCD and it interfering with their how they get on with their daily lives, I guess we all have a touch somehow, somewhere in there, and I think that is your touch right there. I really do. But don't
Okay.
feel bad. We all have a little touch
Oh
of it
no, I don't feel
somewhere.
bad because that's one of the things that defines who I am. And I've had people that come around me and before I have an opportunity to organize things, they go, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Why?" Oh, because normally this is supposed to be over there. And yeah, people do this at work. This is supposed to be over there and you have it over here. And I'm like, "Get out. I'm organizing."
Well, you see, with being armed with this information, I'll tell you this. I'm that guy that will come to your spot and mess with things just because. I'm just saying.
And guess what?
You just go right back and fix it.
Yeah, and I don't think I'm obsessed with the fact that if somebody comes and moves things. Have you ever read that book, Who Moved My Cheese? Or Who Touched My Cheese or so whatever? I don't remember exactly what the title of the book is like.
Ye- I am familiar with it. I've never read it.
Okay, Who Touched My Cheese? That's okay. You can touch it. You can even move it.
Hmm.
I'm not going to be that obsessive compulsive person who, if I walk home and I left the remote in this spot, no, I'm going to take it one step further. Of course, the refrigerator has to be organized as well. And
No words.
what? What?
Not. I don't have a word. Not a word. Keep going.
Okay, so if I come home and I know that I left all the fruits have to be together, all the vegetables have to be together. Um, I prepare meals for the week.
Hmm.
And it's organized in the refrigerator. Okay, so this is a salad over here. These are the toppings for the salad over here. And that's for lunch. Breakfast is going to be over here. And the dinner is going to be right here.
Tell,
If
tell me this. Tell me this.
my,
I'm
yes,
sorry. Sorry to interrupt you. Does your dinner plate have to be compartmentalized too?
I don't like my food touching, yes.
So, it, when you
And
eat it, doesn't it touch?
I purposely, I do have a couple of my dishes that has the separations, like the dish that like when you
Like the
when your
food
kids
tray.
were
The
babies,
food tray.
and yes, that this has to be here and this has to be there. I do have a couple of those, but
I have
oh
a
Lord,
friend that her food cannot touch at all.
how do I put this? That I do not use them because I think that would be taking it over the top.
No, I have a friend, you can't make her food touch. Everything she has to eat out of compartmentalized plates or trays.
No, no, I have moved past that. I should say I have moved past that. So, um, soup. I
That
figure when I make soup.
that traumatized somebody that the food can't touch.
No, it's for me. I watched my mom and my older sisters making soup growing up, and they were just throwing. My previous relationship,
Hmm.
his specialty was soup because he just like took everything out the refrigerator and just threw it in a pot, and it tasted good. So see, that made sense in my head that okay, so I can mix this up and it doesn't interfere with my not obsession. It doesn't interfere with me not having the foods touch because everything was put together
Mm.
to create this particular flavor, this particular taste.
Having this discussion with you, I kind of forgot that I was still on Facebook and Clubhouse. Hey, listen, you guys, come on
Oh
over to
Lord.
kevinstew.com. Let me say goodbye to you guys over there. I haven't taken a break yet. I need to take a break too. 5 minutes to the top of the hour. And
Holy crap, I've been on that long?
story time, let me tell you. Um, so let me say those of you on Facebook Live and on Clubhouse. Catch you on Saturday for the segment on Reggae Global Radio, where I share with you guys once more. But for the remainder of tonight's broadcast, kevinstew.com is a place to be. Big ups to my affiliates, of course. NIE Radio, the Foundation Radio Network. Much love to the PEMGTV.com. Blessings, blessings, blessings. All right. So you've gotten past the food tray type of eating, and now you can manage to mix up things. So things like a stir fry doesn't bother you, guys. If people,
No, it doesn't.
I'm convinced people who eat out of food trays because their foods can't touch, they can't have certain meals. They can't have a stir fry because everything mixed up. They can't have a one pot meal like your chop
Soup?
suey, your
Hmm.
soup. But they have soup, and because it is soup, then I guess it is okay. It's I can't understand it. I don't know how that individual's brain is wired for them to process things the way that they do. But this OCD thing is a real thing, and
Yes, yes, it is. And to be on a serious note, um, is and you said it at the beginning of this discussion that it's the way that that individual was conditioned. And even though I will do a stir fry, even though I will do a soup, if I tend to make multiple meals
mhm.
at the beginning of the week, you will not catch me put with my stir fry if I have whatever size I have. Yeah, the stir fry is a meal in itself, so that has to go in a separate container.
Mm.
One of my favorite go-to is baked sweet potatoes.
Okay.
I will not put that. I will not mix the sweet potatoes with the stir fry. And I know that you, along with all the other amazing, wonderful men that are listening to this broadcast, is thinking, but it's all going to the same place.
Hey, the destination is the same.
But I don't want, and in my defense, I don't want the flavors to mix. So the stir fry with all the vegetables is by itself. I make my potatoes a certain way. I want that to have its own flavor.
Okay.
If I'm making quinoa with a quinoa salad, no, I won't even mix the quinoa. I will make each ingredient separate
Mm-hmm.
because my thing is I want me along with whoever is partaking of that meal
You're
taste
muffled again.
each
Okay.
to taste each meal or each part of that meal individual. That's fine. You can mix it up all you want to. But I just can't put them all together and just like have it's not a jambalaya. It's not a jambalaya.
Yeah, all of my meals
It's a
are
meal.
jambalaya. Me, all of my meals. You call them all of my meals jambalaya because I mix up everything. You
And I
name it,
will
I mix
not.
it.
Right. I made it and I separate it. I am not going to sit there and if I were to make a meal for you
Mm-hmm.
and I know that your favorite is XYZ, I'm going to prepare it and I'm going to put it in separate containers. What you do with it when you consume it, that's on you.
Mm.
But, but I do have one request
Pay you
is
and go sleep somewhere else.
no, you taste each dish
By itself.
by itself before you mix it all together. And in closing,
Mm.
one thing that um and I am back up on my soapbox. One thing that I do ask is if I take time out of my schedule to prepare a meal for you,
Mm-hmm.
under no circumstances, because this is where you will see the obsession coming in, is for you to sit down and start sprinkling stuff on my meal before you taste it. Because every time that I have prepared a meal and I've invited somebody or I've taken it somewhere
Mm-hmm.
and I see people go to add salt and pepper and hot sauce and blah 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 without even tasting, I
Yeah.
have an issue with that.
And in any chef's defense, because I'm pretty sure chefs all over the world have that same issue. If I spend time preparing a meal for you, it is based on certain specifications. How are you going to know what it tastes like before you start adding things to it? You need to taste it.
Right. And I
And
did that
I
this
get it.
past weekend. I did that this past weekend where a family member prepared a meal
Mm-hmm.
and excuse me. Her husband came in. I'm sorry. I have a dry throat. Let me just
Hydrate, hydrate.
yes, hydrate.
Mm-hmm.
She was so excited. Oh, I made my husband's favorite meal. And she heard when his car pulled up in the driveway.
Mm-hmm.
And she fixed his plate. And he is one that do not let his food touch. And she prepared his plate and she put it on the table. And when he walked in, and oh, he has to go through the garage because he's into lawn maintenance, so he has to go through the garage
Mm-hmm.
and and clean up. Not necessarily take a shower, but he cannot walk into the house with his work clothes. So when she does laundry,
Mm-hmm.
she puts his She has his work clothes there, but she has what she would like him to change into when he comes into the house. So he goes through all of that and he walks in and he picks up the plate. And the first thing he does is
Hot sauce.
get up from the table, go and get salt and pepper and hot sauce. And she looked at him and I was like, oh Lord, I need to kind of like
Take cover.
excuse
Take
myself.
cover.
No, excuse myself. I literally walked outside and sat on the front porch because I knew that she was gonna go off on him.
Oh wow.
Because let me tell you something, my cousin knows how to cook. But he didn't even taste the meal that she prepared. And this wasn't takeout. This was a pot roast with potatoes and rice and
but, you know-
peas and you name it. He didn't taste it. He just took the salt and pepper shaker up. And yes, he did grab the hot sauce.
But you know,
And
that's
she-
not under the. I don't think that falls under obsessive or compulsive or OCD. I think that just falls under pride. Because
On
you're
whose
proud.
part, though, the
She's
preparer or
proud.
the
She's
recipient?
proud of the meal that she prepared.
Oh, okay.
And then on the part of her husband, it's a habit.
They've been married for 26 years. When is he gonna get rid of that habit? And he knows his wife is a good cook.
Besides the point, it's a habit. You know, some people smoke, and it's not because they want to. It's because they have an oral fixation. So if you take away the cigarette or whatever they smoke, they're fine with it as long as they have something in. Whether it be a pen, a pencil, a straw, as long as they have something in their
Okay.
mouth.
Okay.
It's a habit.
Didn't look at it that way. I did look at it that way. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. But okay.
But I want to touch on something before I get out of this tonight. And I'm going to take a quick little break. And then I'm going to address it. And that is obsessive love. And typically when people start talking about obsession, that is where they go to. They go to the movie with the person that has fallen in love with this other individual, and it has gotten to the point where if I can't have them, nobody else can, and they kill the neighbor, the cat, the dog, the fish to make sure that
no. Oh,
you know,
Fatal Attraction.
along
remember that
along that
movie?
line, yeah, along those lines, you know.
And
So
may I say something? May I say something before? Because I know you got to go to a break. But
uh-huh.
you said something at the beginning of the broadcast that you have a friend who wants somebody to be obsessed with them, and I'm like, no, that right there is unhealthy. Because if I have somebody, yes, I did have somebody. I did have a stalker once,
Mm-hmm.
and it is a scary place.
But you see, here's the thing. I didn't get to continue the dialogue with her, but I think that comes more from a place of wanting to get that attention and to feel important in someone's life, because here's a single woman and has been single for a little while now, and just feel like, I want somebody of my own. I want a person to say, hey, here's my person. And that is their thing. Everybody has their thing. So to say, I want somebody obsessing over me, it's like having that song, that example that I gave in the beginning, where you have a song that you hear the song, you just love the song, and you play the song first thing in the morning, you play the song the first chance you get in the middle of the day, you take a lunch break, you play the song. If you can't play the song throughout the day, every chance that you can play the song, you play the song. But it doesn't interfere with your
I have that
life.
kind of song.
So it's
Yeah, I have
that
that song.
kind of an obsession versus the obsession where it it affects your daily functions.
No. Is it okay to be obsessed with yourself?
Where you have a healthy obsession with yourself, making sure that you stay healthy, making sure that you look right, making sure that you're groomed. I don't see anything wrong with that. Again, here's I come from the place where everything is okay within moderation.
With moderation. Thank you for putting that out there because I'm obsessed with myself.
Good.
And I am, yeah, and there are certain things that I will not accept from anybody else. So I am not going to accept anything less from myself.
But you see,
So,
you have to set a standard. You have to start somewhere. And
right,
if you don't start with self, then you're going to run into problems.
right,
It happens with love. If you don't start with loving self, then you won't know what it is when someone is giving you love. Or you won't know how to express to someone what you want as love.
right. Okay.
So, a lot of these things start with self. And, I might have to leave this obsessive love till next week,
Why why is it that when I get on your topic of this of discussion for the night has to have a part two? Is that because I just take up too much time?
Yeah, you take over all the information time. So we left out information and this obsessive love thing.
Okay.
I'm going to
So
have to
you
address
have
with that
time
in and of itself.
you have time and see you know what I do?
What's that?
When I get on, I give you your next week's show topic without you having to go do additional research.
That's because I
See,
didn't use any of this week's information.
because I'm obsessed to make sure that you don't have to do a lot of work next week for your real talk show because I came in and I did this and I did this. So
I
all
need
the
all my
information that
listeners
you
to
have
do
get.
that. All my listeners need to call in and interrupt the flow of my broadcast so I can have all my material in
For the
my
next,
pocket.
that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with you like that. So, do I have your permission to do that?
So let's navigate this obsession. Is that a healthy obsession, or does it prevent you from functioning, going through and doing what you normally do, or is it just so that because you have so much of an appreciation of the broadcast that your contribution is well placed and well intentioned.
The last part of what you said.
Okay.
I happen to love this broadcast, and I'm your biggest supporter from day one.
And one of my sponsors.
Oh yeah, that's right too. Yeah,
Hmm.
but so if I can contribute to one of your broadcasts, and it happens to take it into an additional broadcast, what have I done?
You have
I have
contributed.
I've contributed, and that right there for me, it's like, oh wow, you know, here I am. I provided information. I provided entertainment
Yeah, we got
for
some of that.
your for your listenership
Well, I don't know if
and
it's my
viewership.
listenership get it, but I know I get it. I don't know about them, but I know I
Yeah,
get it.
okay, and that's what's important because what is the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew about? Whose name is in the title?
Well, it doesn't mean that it's all about me now.
No,
It's an
I didn't.
extension of me.
No, it's all about you, and then it extends to your viewers and your listeners.
So are you calling me obsessive compulsive?
Nope,
Oh,
I
I'm
would
just,
never do that
um,
because
I am obsessed though.
without you, there would be no night shift with DJ Kevin Stew.
So true. Everybody rhyming tonight. But I am obsessed, and I will do a continuation of this broadcast come next week. We strayed here and there, but I will do an continuation of this because this obsession. I am obsessed with presenting aspects of our lives in ways that we don't
And this is real.
always talk about it.
Right. And this is real talk, and I am like, okay, I thought about, okay, am I going to call in and put myself out there? Because I can guarantee you, I don't, like you said, promise is a comfort to a fool. I am not promising you. I can guarantee you that I am not the only one who, whatever I have decided to share tonight, I'm not the only one that has those tendencies. It may not be as extensive as mine, but there are others out there who have certain tendencies that they think that they're the only one who does this. And I'm here to tell you that you're not.
Well, here's
So,
here's the thing. Here's the thing about that. You see, because there are different types of obsessions. Did you know that?
oh yeah,
Okay. So
I just decided to share one part of my obsession.
so because there are different types of obsessions, it kind of branches out into different things. You have perfectionism, you have relational obsessions, you have contamination obsessions, you have obsessions that cause or to cause harm. That's a thing. The intrusive thoughts, that's a thing. So there are these different types. So your common obsessions in OCD include contamination, losing control, harm, religious obsessions, and
Holy cow, I forgot about that one.
unwanted sexual thoughts, which are the intrusive thoughts.
So
And
see, thank you. True, I have next week broadcast is already taken care of. I'm taking a bow.
I can't. I can't.
Okay, okay. I'm zipping it now. I am.
No, it doesn't even make sense. You decide to give it up. No,
Why?
let's
It's
let's
past
let's
my
go
bedtime.
let's go the rest of the way. We have 15 more minutes
Okay.
before musical
Okay.
therapy time, so might as
All
well we
right.
go the rest
Okay.
of the way.
Yeah. Let's. I'm with you.
All right. So people know that come next week, I am looking at obsessive love, and I'm looking at types of obsessions, because our very gracious co-host for the evening that didn't know that she was going to be my co-host for the evening. I didn't even know she was going to be my co-host.
Yay!
So
Yay me!
our massage therapist, our resident massage therapist, decided to massage our minds with stories of with her personal stories, really. Sharing what she, because a part of her OCD was conditioning. She was partly conditioned to be OCD. When you were a little girl, did you always have to have your things? Well, you said it started with your mother,
Hmm.
so I guess I need to look up that is OCD generational? Is it hereditary?
In my case, I am going to say 100% yes.
Did your children get it?
No, because I decided to break that generational curse.
Then it is more of a learned behavior.
Did not think of it that way. But yeah, it could be. And I guess the fact that this generation and I'm talking about the generation that comes after me, after you.
Mm-hmm.
I have expressed to my offsprings that it's okay for them to develop their own identity.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so this is how I was raised. This is what I was, and I'm not going to say taught, this is what I was conditioned to do.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be, I've given them, and and of course it's going to be at an appropriate age, that this is what I was conditioned to do. But because this is a whole different time, these are your options. Choose your path, and as much as I possibly can, I will support you,
Mm-hmm.
even if I don't agree with you. And if I don't agree with you, I'm going to say, okay, this is why. You have chosen this path. This is where I'm coming from. Let's discuss it and see how we can. If it would be looked at as like mutual agreement,
Mm.
and then you take it from there.
So
And
you have guided them into a structure of their life that they would like to live, and then so you help them into that, and then they get to manage it whichever way they see fit.
my God, I could not have put it together more perfect.
Okay,
Exactly.
got you. Marlon says
You
it
so have a
sounds.
way with words.
I thank you. Marlon says it sounds to me like hers is learned. It was instilled in her at a young age. It's possible that she may not have had it otherwise. So reconditioning would probably change that for you, whereas you wouldn't have some of these tendencies anymore. So, but I, I guess it boils down to is OCD nature or nurture? You know, are you born obsessive
Hmm.
compulsive, or is it something that is learned? In your case, and Marlon agrees with me, it seems to be a learned behavior
Yes,
because
it is. It's
your
definitely.
mother taught you a certain way, then you were placed in environments that supported that behavior. So it is more
Hmm.
it was reinforcing that conditioning.
And
So
it came.
boarding
It
school
yeah.
did it, military did it.
Yeah. It does, and it does so happen that went I went that route because it was comfortable for me because I was conditioned that way.
Hmm.
Not to say that I couldn't have gone against what I was conditioned to do, but I don't think that I was strong enough to go against it. So I just kind of like went with it because that was what I was comfortable with.
So let me ask you this now. The other things in your life that you were conditioned to believe a certain way when you were younger, when you are exposed to other things now, how do you deal with that? Because,
Therapy. Therapy.
oh, okay.
Therapy. Therapy.
As in massage therapy?
No.
Oh,
Mental therapy.
I was just checking.
Okay.
Because I know you give the best massages,
Oh
so
no, the massage therapy. That's something that I wasn't conditioned to do massage therapy. That's something that I enjoy, and I know the medical and the mental benefit for my clients.
mm-hmm.
And little do they know that it is so relaxing. When I give massage therapy, my clients receive, I hope they receive the mental part of it, but they definitely receive the physical portion
Mm-hmm.
of the therapy. But for me, it's mental.
So you receive some therapy when you give
Oh
massage
my
therapy.
goodness, you do not. It would take probably the next 2 3 hours for me to explain the therapy that I receive
So,
when I perform a massage.
would you go as far as to say that you are obsessed with making sure that your clients get the best possible
Oh, yes.
experience?
You don't have to finish that statement. I am going to say unequivocally yes.
So it's not that you just go out and say, well, this is what I job. This is what I'm getting paid to do. Um, I'm just going to do it because I'm contracted to do it.
Nope.
Yeah, it's
It's
a
not
it's
about
a
the
it's a
money for me.
mission for you to make sure that your client leaves in a better state physically and and also, if possible, mentally
Yeah.
than they came
Because
in.
if it
Well,
was about the money, if it was about the money for me, I would charge a heck of a lot more than
right.
I charge. For me, it's about it's me to begin with because I know what it provides to me when I do a massage, and the fact when my client just passes out on my table, I am like, yes,
Yeah,
I've
yes, I don't have to finish it.
accomplished. Oh no, oh no, 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 you know that even when you fall asleep and I have to wake you up, I my massage goes from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet.
Yes.
And even if you fall asleep, I am not going to stop my therapy because my therapy doesn't end when you fall asleep. It's a definite boost to my ego, but that is not what you contracted me for. You contracted me for a certain amount of time, this, and I will not stop until my contract is completed.
But I don't know because I'm unconscious.
Okay, so
Well, actually, to be
the next
honest,
time I give you a massage, I will get your permission to record it so you can see what happens after you pass out.
well, in all honesty, I'll say this: if my feet didn't get massaged, then I wouldn't. It wouldn't feel the way it does afterwards.
And I do not let you get up and step on tile with your oily feet because that's if I
Yes,
did massage your feet.
right. Well, yeah, if it's a part of the package, I make sure
Yeah.
I wash my crusty feet, so it ends up being a part of the package. So, I,
And I do massage crusty feet for you, for those of you out there who are listening.
you're a better person than I.
Listen, it's at that point, it's not about me, it's about who's on my table.
For pay me extra for that. But
Okay, so y'all heard that I'm gonna charge him next time because he has crusty feet.
that's not a part of our contract. Are you renegotiating our contract right now?
I would never do that.
Why the
Oh
struggle?
my gosh,
The
this
struggle.
was so therapeutic for me tonight. Thank you for allowing me to share, and I hope that what I have. Oh Lord, did I just actually put myself out there for your for your listeners to know that I am not this as put together as they think I am?
Is that such a bad thing? Is it though?
No. Oh my, yeah, it's like it's a woo-saw. This was a woo-saw moment for me tonight.
I
Thank you
don't know
so
how
much
many
for
new
letting me.
clients you're gonna get after putting your business out there.
Well, you know what? The clients that I get will be genuine clients because they know that this is me.
This is true. This is true. So you will get a better, well,
Quality is better than quantity.
yeah, that's a better way to put it.
Okay.
And right, Marlon, giving therapy is therapy for the therapist. Yeah.
Oh, Marlon, can I borrow that?
Marlon,
Giving
sell it.
therapy
Sell
is
it.
therapy for the therapist, and oh, don't worry, I will give credit where credit is due. Giving therapy is therapy for the therapist. Oh my God. Oh, I I am gonna screenshot this so I don't forget it. Giving therapy is therapy for the therapist.
Why just create a meme? Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not even creating a meme. It is right on point. Wow. Thank you,
Well,
Marlon.
you need to personalize it and say giving therapy is therapy for this therapist.
May I use that, Marlon?
That's what you should do. You should personalize it.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna personalize it, but since he came up with the concept, I don't want to use this without getting
Without
authorization
permission.
slash permission.
Got
Oh
you.
my gosh, I didn't even see. I'm in the chat room. I didn't even see this because I was all caught up in my video. So you have that control over me where you just distract me from what's going on.
Tell me about it. Apparently, I distract myself since I didn't do any of tonight's information other than the introduction.
Holy cow!
I don't mind though. That's
See
what
that
it's
I
all
kind of
about.
like what.
That's exactly what it's all about. What exactly what happened tonight is exactly what it's all about. You know, it. We for those that are new, for those that are catching this for the first time, for those listening to the podcast, it's real talk. And it doesn't get any realer than this. Individuals with real life experiences, not just see, Marlon says it's all yours. Real life people giving real life experiences. Not what I present information as I find it when I do my research. But this right here is experience, personal experience. Out there giving her personal experience, having gone through boarding school, having gone through the military, and things that have stayed with her as a result of being conditioned a certain way. And time and time again, we often don't recognize that we do the things we do because we're conditioned to do them a certain way. We we have friends a particular way because that's how we're conditioned. We have relationships, intimate relationships a certain way because that is
Oh,
how we're conditioned.
that's a
We keep
whole nother
secrets
show.
about, we keep our health a secret because that is how we're conditioned. Now, imagine this for a moment. You have a condition that causes you to pass out, but you don't tell anybody that is around you all the time that you have this condition. When you pass out, what is going to happen?
I'm gonna freak out and I'm gonna panic. And when you regain consciousness, we
Exactly.
gonna have yeah, we gonna
So,
have words.
so when think of it, how different would it be? You let these people know, hey, I have this condition. So, in the event that I pass out, this is what you need to do.
Yep.
But no, everything is a secret. So, and, and, and,
Yes,
and that is
pride.
because we're conditioned to be that way. It is something that we can unlearn,
Oh
as
yeah,
as
definitely.
are many of the things that we do in our current life. We can unlearn them. Some are harder than others, and some you need professional help to do. Like Althea said, therapy. I I have gone to a therapist myself. One of the best things that could have ever happened in my life, because it has helped me to recognize certain things about me. It has helped me to become closer to me. It has helped me to even continue to grow the relationship with me.
And wouldn't you say that's the most important relationship?
But it is. And nothing else, no other
Excuse
relationship
me.
matters unless I can have that good relationship with me. Because
Because if you can't
outside
have
of
a
that,
relationship with yourself,
mhm,
how are you going to be expected to have a relationship with anybody
what
else?
quality of relationship am I giving to anybody around me? When they come to me and say, "Boy, I have this situation, let give me a listening ear," and I'll
Excuse me.
take your feedback. I'm going to be
Is
giving them of what? Just the experiences that I've had.
and isn't it great when you can share that personal experience with somebody? And I've had to do this a couple of times, and I think, no, I know it has made a difference because I'm not telling somebody what they want to hear.
Hmm.
I'm sharing with somebody what I've been through.
Right.
That right there trumps anything. Oh Lord Jesus, I
That
did.
personal
Please, please,
experience.
please forgive me for using that word. That supersedes anything that they could have read in a book.
Ladies and gentlemen, the views expressed on this broadcast are not.
No, please go ahead and finish your PSA. Please go ahead and finish your PSA, sir. But
No.
when and I find that when I share something with someone and they can tell that it's coming from a real place and it's not something that, oh, let me think about what I need to say to DJ Kevin Stew to make sure that he gets through this.
Mm.
When you pour your heart and soul out to an individual, you may have saved a life. You may have saved somebody who thought that they had a disorder from making that disorder an obsession.
Mm. Oh wow. Okay. Going deep there, Miss Althea. Going subterranean. All right.
Oops.
You know what? I'm going to go to musical therapy. But I will definitely say this. I will definitely say this. It has been a really nice distraction tonight. Reasoning with someone on I was just touching on obsessive compulsive disorder in passing through the whole umbrella of obsession. So next week I'm going to continue with some more information relating to obsession, and I'm going to close it out with obsessive love, because that, I believe, is the type of love that has caused a lot of trauma in our community, where you find the one individual saying, well, if I can't have them, nobody else can.
Nobody can.
And when
And
they are taken out, then they go, boy, that was all I was living for, so I am going to.
go out with them.
Yeah.
So, and that's one of the reasons where I responded to the post that you made is it can be dangerous, even deadly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when it comes to obsession. And I know that a lot of what I share tonight may not, to some it may be an obsession, to some it may be OCD, to some it may be anal,
Oh,
but
I didn't even look at what compulsive is, because you have obsessive and you
compulsion.
have
Yeah,
compulsion.
compulsive obsession. So, and for a lot of people who are going through those behavior, who are experiencing those behaviors, if you have not sought professional help to kind of like distinguish which is which, you may think that you have an obsession, when it may be something that you can easily deal with, and something that you don't have to make it turn into an obsession.
So maybe it's a compulsion. Compulsions are the second part of obsessive compulsive disorders, right? So,
Okay.
according to the IOCDF, these are repetitive behaviors or thoughts that a person uses with the intention of neutralizing, counteracting, or making their obsessions go away. People with OCD realize that this is only a temporary solution, but without a better way to cope, they rely on compulsion as a temporary escape. Compulsions can also include avoiding situations that trigger obsessions. Compulsions are time consuming and get in the way of important activities the person values. So that helps to mold the whole thing about obsessive compulsive, because the obsession is the thing you focus on. The compulsion is the thing that you use to try to neutralize the obsession. And it becomes a vicious cycle. So, similar to obsessions, not all repetitive behaviors or rituals are compulsions.
Right.
You have to look at the function and the context of the behavior, like bedtime routines or religious practices, learning a new skill. These all involve a level of repeating an activity over and over again, but are usually a positive and fundamental part of daily life. Behaviors depend on the context. So, arranging and ordering books for 8 hours a day isn't a compulsion if the person works in a library.
For a librarian, that's normal. That's normal behavior.
Right. Similarly, you may have compulsive behaviors that wouldn't fall under OCD if you are just a stickler for details or like to have things neatly arranged. Sound familiar? Compulsive refers to a personality trait or something about yourself that you actually prefer or like. In most cases, individuals with OCD feel driven to engage in compulsive behavior and would rather not have to do these time consuming and many times torturous acts. In OCD, compulsive behavior is done with the intention of trying to escape or reduce anxiety or the presence of obsessions. So, the anxiety is the key ingredient here in OCD. The compulsion is what you use again to neutralize the obsession. The obsession is to make sure that everything is in its right place, and the compulsion is doing it over and over again to make sure that you don't have to deal with the anxiety of having it be in its right place.
I think it's about time you replace that DJ with a DR.
It's just a matter of finding the right information. You know how you go.
Like I said, I think it's time that you start working on replacing that. Well, not necessarily. And I do rephrase, adding the DR to that DJ, because Dr. Stu, ooh, that has a nice ring to it.
I thank you. I also thank the IOCDF for the majority of that information that I presented just now on compulsion.
But you said all of that in your own words, in using your own terminology before referring to
I did.
that entity.
Yes.
Please.
So,
DJ.
all right, real quick before I get into an abbreviated musical therapy, some common
Musical therapy.
convulsions. Some common compulsions. Washing and cleaning. So washing hands excessively, excessive showering, cleaning household items, doing other things to prevent or remove contact with contaminants. Those are compulsive. Checking that you did or did not harm someone else, checking that you will not harm yourself, checking that nothing terrible happens. This constant checking, compulsive. the repeating, rereading, rewriting, repeating routine activities, going in and out of doors. You know, like Monk. You remember Monk? How he had to do certain things. You know, he had to constantly wash his hands when he touched something. He had to close the door 3 times, kind of a deal. Repeating body movements, the tapping, the touching, the blinking, these things. Repeating activities, doing tasks 3 times because 3 times makes it a good luck or things like that. Then you have your mental compulsions, the mental review of events to prevent harm to yourself or others, praying to prevent harm, counting while performing a task to make sure that you done it the right amount of times. You know, people eating and they have to chew their food 36 times because that's what they say they're supposed to. And they sit there and they chew and they count as they chew. And they don't swallow until they get through to that 36. And by the time they get there, nothing is left to swallow, really. But they don't know that.
How about counting when you're exercising and you have 30 repetitions of one exercises and you count to do that? Would that be fall under the same
No,
umbrella? Oh, okay.
because that is a structured activity, and the activity requires that amount of repetitions to complete the activity. It's just like, again, someone spending 8 hours organizing books on a shelf. It is not compulsive behavior if they're a librarian. Now, if you normally would do something like that and you go to work in a library, then you're in a comfortable environment. It becomes a problem when you can't leave work on time because you keep going back to make sure that the books are lined up just right on that shelf.
You correct by that point.
But it's the reality of the obsessive compulsive.
Yes, seriously. No, but yes. It is a real serious disorder, and I know that you and I we joked and we laughed about certain things that I shared, but for your listeners who are really experiencing the seriousness of this, please don't think that it is taken lightly. And if you find yourself in this situation, my biggest advice to you is to find somebody to talk to about it, preferably a professional. But don't think that something is wrong with you. You're just a little bit different than most of the people that you interact with, most of the people that you work with. You're different, but you're not really different.
There's nothing wrong with your difference.
You know what? You and Marlon are just like right on point tonight, man. Wow. I am so thrilled to know that I have you guys to fall back on in your words and stuff. Wow. Thank you.
It'll cost you a massage. So, going back now to your organizing things and your making sure that things are in a particular place and laundry is folded a particular way. Yeah, that's an obsession. But it's not a compulsion. It's not a requirement for things to make sense to you. It's not a requirement for you to function past that activity. You just want things to be a particular way. So yes, you're obsessed, but it's not a compulsion.
And I don't think my obsession will cause harm.
To yourself or anyone else.
Right.
But Monk's compulsion didn't cause harm to anyone else either.
I love that show.
Right? That is true OCD right there. The other things that we have, that not so much. But you notice there are things that he had to make sure that it lined up just right. If there are toothpicks that are in a jar, it has to be set a particular way. And, there are just certain things that have to happen, just align just right, or else it will just bother him. That is OCD. Liking when things are aligned a certain way, that's just obsessive.
Yeah, because I can function if they're not okay. I'm not going to disrupt everybody else's life because it's not okay. So,
And you're not gonna knock on the door 3 times before you open it.
What, like Sheldon from that show?
Yeah,
No.
that's right.
Oh my goodness. Don't you have musical therapy? I know it's going to be really, really, really abbreviated tonight, and I want
Yes,
to
it
hear
is.
one song.
I'm gonna play one song, and I
Just
think this one is fitting for tonight.
yeah, just to kind of like diffuse my obsessive compulsive behavior of listening to you all night, and so I can go to sleep.
I think it is obsessive. I don't think it's compulsive. I think it's obsessive. But and I'm fine with it.
Obsessive compulsive.
Okay. For musical therapy tonight, the sound of Kovan. A track called You Make Me Right. I want to thank you each and everyone for tuning in. Thank you, Althea, for disrupting the flow and creating a brand new flow. I truly appreciate it.
You are quite welcome. Good night, everyone. Good morning, good day, good afternoon, good night.
And remember, call her up, schedule your massage, or email her. That's Althea SU 954-655-9000. You get those healing heavenly hands. Say what?
See you later. Or email me at seeyoulater@att.com.
.net?
Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, see, that's why I have you back, to back me up. See you later at att.net. Website information to be coming within the next few weeks.
Oh, look at that. It's about time. All right.
Yes, I am obsessed with creating my website.
Yeah, that's a good obsession to have.
Good night, everyone. Enjoy this very abbreviated musical therapy, and I can't wait to hear the remainder of this song.
All right.
Then, DJ Kevin Stew, thank you for allowing me to share. Love you guys. Good night.
Good night. The track is called You Make Me Right as we bounce through this abbreviated musical therapy. Thank you, McNeil Trucking, for sponsoring this segment of the broadcast. With McNeil Trucking, you're in good hands. Give them a call, 954-406-9740. They're licensed and insured movers. The track is called You Make Me Right.
Melody to my song, my favorite chord on my guitar. You're my warmth on a cold night. This song is my appreciation for your love. 'Cause maybe I don't say it enough, but woman, you make me strong. You light up my life. Your voice is my song. You make me right. You make me right. For you give me every day. No question asked. You make me right. I wanna thank you every day. You never remain. I'm well because I know you're mine. Give me your smile is everything. Baby, you're the beat that makes my heart. You make my heart sing. Yeah. 'Cause maybe I don't say it enough. Woman, you make me strong. You light up my life. And your voice is my song. And maybe I don't show it enough, but you taught me love, you showed me love. Ooh, you make me right. You make me right. Oh, you give me every day. No questions asked. You make me right. I wanna thank you each and every day. Bonjour, passez, partir, merci. Bonjour, passez, partir, moi le meu. Bagul să la vida este partie, moi frère. Où c'est bénédiction, toute péché de l'amour. C'est où qu'est-ce qu'un fait, c'est où sont les mots. Musique, moi, la vie, moi. C'est où Haïti pour moi, chérie. C'est où Haïti. You make me
I know my cousin in Jamaica loves this one.
oh, you give me every day. No questions asked.
You made me right too, cuz
I wanna
thank you each and everyone for tuning in tonight and this week. Encouraging you to look out for members of your community. And remember, your community is not just the development that you live in, but it spreads far and wide. The people you pass on the way, the bus, the plane, the boat, the train, whether you walk, ride, or drive, these are members of your community. Do something good for one of them today, because you never know who's going to do something good for you tomorrow. My name is DJ Kevin Stew, so I like to do it to you, for you, and with you every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, right here, kevinstew.com, 10 p.m. Eastern, and with affiliates. Catch you on Saturday for the Saturday Stew, 8 p.m. Eastern, Reggae Global Radio. Thanks to the affiliates, NIE Radio, Foundation Radio Network, ClintonLindsay.com. Much love to the listeners on Zeno FM, PEMGTV.com. Much love to you all. Good morning, good afternoon, good day to you wherever you are in the world. From right here in South Florida, I bid you all a very good night.
You make me I wanna thank you each and every day.
When being in the moment is priceless, consider the ability to share that moment. If you can video it, you can broadcast it. And Pulse E-Media Group has the tools you need. Weddings, birthdays, funerals, graduations, church services, parties, seminars, you name it. Pulse E-Media Group can provide you with a secure medium controlled by you to broadcast your event. Contact us at www.pulsemediagroup.com for more information. Pulse E-Media Group, when being in the moment is priceless.
Making great music is one thing, sharing it with the world, that's another. Let the professionals at Reggae Global Entertainment help you to another level. Specializing in artist management, booking, public relations and marketing, and promotion. Reggae Global Entertainment can help you with event planning, websites, photography, and video production, press releases, legal services, and graphic design. They can even help you with music production, so you can get the sound that you want every time. Call Reggae Global Entertainment at 954-804-8199. That's 804-8199. Or visit them online at reggaeglobalentertainment.com.
Matthew 28:19 says, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations." With this in mind, and encouragement received during a South Florida media conference, The Church Links was birthed. The Church Links is an interdenominational worship service portal for churches, providing the tools to spread the word through technology in a cost-effective way. The Church Links, www.dahchurchlinx.com, your links to worship and praise.
Greetings and salutations, one and all. You're invited to tune in to The Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew. It airs on Mondays with Community and Finance, Tuesdays with Healthy Love, and Wednesdays with Real Talk from 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern Time. Come spend some time interacting in the stew pot where we keep things bubbling and wind down in musical therapy. The Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew is on kevinstew.com, where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment.